Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and recently I went on a New England cruise from Boston to Quebec City using the cruise line Holland America. It was our first time on Holland America, so in this video I am going to give you a tour of the ship called the Zuiderdam. I will also be giving you a room tour as well as some of the events on the ship. I was planning on doing a food tour, but the video ended up being so long that I didn't think anyone would watch it, so I am breaking it up into 2 videos. This will be the ship tour, and not too long from now I will also have the food tour of all the food that we had on the Holland America cruise ship. I will briefly go over our itinerary so you know what we did, and I will have a video for each and every day that we were on the trip and making it into a playlist in case you plan on doing the same cruise. My wife and I have been on several different cruise lines, including Carnival, Norwegian Cruise Line, and MSC. There are others we would also like to try, which is why we tried Holland America next, and I will also let you know what we thought about Holland America compared to the other ships. I hope you enjoy this video series on our Holland America New England cruise from Boston to Quebec. Let's get started. We arrived at the cruise port in Boston at 11 a.m. I planned on getting some more shots of the cruise terminal, but as soon as we arrived, they actually began boarding. Somehow, we ended up being in the first group to board. I didn't think we had priority boarding or anything special like that, but we weren't gonna complain. Our itinerary includes a stop at Bar Harbor, Maine on our first day. We will have from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. to explore. Day 2 is gonna be in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We have from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., so a bit more time to check out the city of Halifax. Day 3 will be a stop in Sydney, Nova Scotia from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Day 4 is going to be Charlottetown in Prince Edward Island from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Day 5 is actually going to be a sea day, and day 6 is a port day in Quebec City. It's interesting because they call it an overnight, which means you get the entire day in Quebec City, but then you can go back on the ship, eat, sleep, do whatever you want, and then the next day, which is the 7th day, is disembarkation day. We also plan to spend an extra 4 days in Quebec City, seeing the sights, eating the food, and basically having a short vacation in Quebec City to see all that it has to offer. On deck 9 at the forward of the ship, you get a good view of the city of Boston. Well, at least some of the city from the port that we're in. Not sure how much of a view you'd call this, but this area will be a much better viewing area as the cruise continues. There is a small pool area, several tables to sit at from the overflow from the buffet area, as well as regular chairs to lie by the pool, and of course, a bar. Above that, they have access to a basketball court and a walking track, or a running track, or jogging track, depending on what you feel like doing. At midship of deck 9, we have the buffet area. The seating is your typical seating that you would normally see on a cruise, and can sometimes be tough to find a seat depending on when you arrive. It was common to sit with others as they had 6-person tables in addition to 4-person tables, so if there was only 1 or 2 people at a table and it was really busy, 2 other people might join you. After passing through the buffet area, continuing through midship, there is yet another bar, as that is a popular activity on board of most ships. There is a slightly larger pool area that is big enough for, well, it's big enough for a polar bear and more people. There's also additional seating from the overflow of the buffet. Similar to the forward area, there are also additional chairs for sitting and relaxing by the pool. And there's also a place called Dive-In, where they have hamburgers and hot dogs at certain times of the day, usually between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. They have some of their regular high dive burgers already made to grab and go, but you'll want to order a special one so that it is actually cooked fresh on the spot. Now from here, definitely keep heading to the back of the ship. The back of the ship consists of a spa area as well as the fitness area, but that is not why you want to go back there. It might be why you want to go back there, but it is good to point out that you need to pass the spa area to head to the stairway that heads up to deck 10. This was a very nice find because it has a quiet observation area with very comfy chairs. To be honest, there were lots of comfortable places to sit, and it really gave you a great view of whatever port that you were in, as well as when you're at sea. Not only could you relax here, but it is also a large game room, and we're not talking arcade games. They have large tables for checkers, chess, and even soft top tables for puzzles, which they also provide. They also have a lot of board game options from Stratego to Scrabble, Rummikub, Monopoly, Battleship, and well, you can actually see for yourself. With so many options, even if there aren't any events on the ship that you like, you can entertain yourself for hours with all these board games that they have. Off to the side of the observation/game room was also a cafe where you could get a variety of coffee, teas, cafe drinks, and snacks. Overall, this game room area was typically quiet at the beginning of the cruise, but as more people heard about it, it did get more crowded as the cruise went on. Oddly enough, this area is also where you would find the excursion desk. Usually the excursion desk is more prominently featured near either guest services or somewhere on the 3rd or 4th floor. With it being hidden away here at the back of the ship on the 10th floor, it's definitely out of the way and possibly how this observation area was found by a lot of people. As we move on to decks 2 and 3, this is where you're going to find all of the shops, which I'll spare you from seeing because who wants to see that, as well as everything else the ship has to offer. But everywhere on the ship has something to show you. It is very well decorated, mixing in several bar areas, of course, because that's how they make most of their money, as well as a lot of seating areas. As mentioned earlier, very comfortable seating areas. Artwork adorns all the walls, whether it's a large mural or unique sculptures and statues behind each and every piece. Then we continue on to the next room. They actually had a special place just for mahjong. You know what the game is. There's a sign there. And they had special times to play those games as well as tournaments. They also have a time warp to walk through. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, that was a lot of fun to do over and over. This time warp led you to another bar, but not just any bar, it took you to the Rolling Stone Lounge. The Rolling Stone Lounge is where they have nightly entertainment played by a live band. The website claims that they play anything from rock to pop to country, but all the time that we were there on the cruise, it was primarily 70s music with some 80s music tossed in there from time to time. The lounge is a very nice lounge, a decent amount of seating, a dance floor for those of you wishing to partake, and even soft, cushy, velvet-covered booths and tables to sit with a group of your friends and enjoy drinks while you enjoy the live entertainment. A little further past the Rolling Stone Lounge, you'll come across the Billboard on Board. This is another comfortable seating area with a lot of room for people looking to relax or read a book. At different points throughout the day, they have trivia contests in this area. Sometimes they had bingo, and as you can see, there are also 2 large pianos. At night, there's usually a dueling piano show, sometimes a sing-along, or even just requests for your favorite songs. Across from the Billboard on Board is the casino, and quite a small casino if you ask me. For most ships that I've been on, the casino has been larger, usually to accommodate the cruise line making more money, but that's not the case with Holland America, at least on the Zuiderdam. And unfortunately, they didn't have any real poker tables, just one electronic one, which was empty each and every night because who wants to play like electronic poker? I mean, if I want that, I'll just play Zynga on my phone. A little further on, I ran into this guy who was kind enough to inform me of a group of people plotting to take over the ship. I dismissed it, not really thinking much of it, and continued a little bit further down the hallway, where I passed another amazing sculpture. That hallway then led to the main stage where all of the big shows will take place. The schedule for the week included a few comedy shows by Drew Thomas, one at 7 p.m. and one at 9 p.m. The next night and every other night after that, they also had a dance show from Step 1 Dance Company, as well as performances by Chris Bannister. During the day, usually at 3 p.m., there was a movie scheduled for the main stage. There's also a lot of seating, which makes sense since this is where the biggest shows are. Therefore, they need to accommodate the most people, and they even have stools at the top, and oh crap, they are the hijackers.
Hey, you, get over here.
As I escaped, I found more sculptures and artwork at every turn. Literally, every corner had a sculpture in it. Every wall had some type of painting, and some of the paintings were even sculptures of the paintings of the sculptures of, wait, what? I don't even know, but that thing was weird. Even the elevator doors were extremely fancy. I mean, have you ever seen an elevator door look like that? And they just had so many sculptures. Sometimes they were on just a straight wall and they carved in a little nook for it. It's like he belonged in the Rolling Stone Lounge. This one led to a side elevator where you could actually see outside. These elevators were great to use when the regular elevators were a bit too busy, or if you just wanted to have a view of the outside. Also, all the elevators had a rug on the floor that said what day it was, and to be honest, when you're on vacation, it can be easy to forget what day it is, so every tiny detail that they thought of has been very useful on the ship. I found a very small hallway at one point. Although the video has good lighting, it was not as bright as I walked through. My camera must have adjusted it or something because it was fairly dark and fairly scary. I almost decided to turn around, but my curiosity got the best of me and I had to see what was at the end of the hallway. Was it a secret passage used by crew members? I didn't see a keep out sign or anything like that. I continued on and then I could hear some whispers. Oh crap, it's the hijackers.
Hey, you get back here.
Once again, I escaped. I was able to find some stairs with a bunch of awards and plaques that I did not read. I'm sure they were important to someone at some point, I guess. And it actually led to a really nice room with tons of beautiful artwork and in typical Holland America fashion had an amazing sitting area with great lighting and ambiance. And although empty now, as the cruise went on, this was a nice place for people to sit and chat and have some drinks because, of course, it was attached to a bar that attached to one of the entrances to the casino. Here is a really long hallway I walked down. In case you've never seen one, enjoy. Come on now, who's going to show you a video of a hallway? Of course, moving on from one hallway to another, this is the ever so popular photo hallway that all cruise ships have. They take your picture when you show up, they take your picture when you get off the ship in port, they take your picture when you're at dinner, and sometimes they just randomly take your picture. Then they charge fairly high prices for these pictures. I mean, at this point in time, technology has come so far that I can't imagine cruise ship make much money on this. Before digital cameras, when regular photography existed, I could see these things making lots of money and being very popular, but now with everyone just taking their own pictures and printing them themselves, I don't know how they'd really make money on these. And oh wow, look at these pictures. Wow, that's a nice one. But even the mugs, I mean, you can upload and buy online. They definitely had a great library, probably one of the best libraries I've seen on a ship. Most ships have limited books and some are really old. Some places just have old books on shelves for decoration and it's more of a reading room. This place has a lot of somewhat new books and several copies of each book. They were not locked up, so you didn't need to ask anyone to get it for you. You just grabbed it and brought it back when you were done, all on the honor system. They even had a take one, leave one section in case you brought a book on board and you wanted to leave it behind to grab another. A great way to exchange books with other passengers. Deck 1 is where you can find guest services should you need to. Also, on the first day, this is an open area where they try to sell you everything from drink packages to excursions. Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and we are at our room 5083. None of you stalkers come and visit me. Here we go. We're going to take a quick look at the bathroom. Should only take a second. And it is definitely just a one-person bathroom. If you've been on a cruise, you know that the bathrooms are pretty small. And actually the stateroom is relatively small, but it is cruise ship size. We have a big king-size bed here. We have a TV. Actually, I have a little sitting area over here as well. A little curtain for privacy if you want to separate the two areas. And we actually were even able to get a balcony. So we'll go on outside. And as you can see, we got a very, very rainy day. So not a fun day for leaving out of port, but at least it's not an excursion day. definitely had an interesting day so far. I can't tell if I'm shimmering or not, but it is pretty hot. I am sweating. It is not very comfortable on the boat today. I'm not sure if it's just because we're docked and all the doors have been open, but we're even in our stateroom. In our stateroom, the air conditioning is on high and it is still hot in here. So we might switch rooms, but we're gonna wait just to see if maybe it gets up to temperature once we get undocked. Now, for the moment of truth, here we go. We have my luggage here. And the most important thing about this luggage, if I can figure out how to open it, is if everything is here. And it looks like everything is here, but the most important thing, after you take out this top layer right here, you get to this layer here. What do we got in the rolled up shirt? Oh, here we go. Bam. What else we got? Here's another shirt. You put them in the middle so it's not as obvious. Oh boy. Got a nice yellow shirt here. What could be in the yellow one? Oh, got some C4 Smart Energy. It's not a yellow can, but the C4 Smarts originally come in the yellow can. So thumbs up. There's a bunch more in here as well. Caffeine man, gotta have energy drinks on your vacation. How are you supposed to go on a cruise for 7 days and not have an energy drink? And here is the score that we were able to bring on board. And yes, you are seeing things correctly. This one right here, Ghost Sour Strips, brand new on the market. It just came today. On the day that I was leaving for the cruise, I said, I gotta get you guys a review on this as soon as possible. You guys can't wait 2 weeks. So I brought it on board with me. And actually, by the time you see this video, you'll actually have already seen the review, because I plan on reviewing this on the cruise ship for you guys so I can get it up for you guys as soon as possible. I will see you guys in that review. No, actually, you already saw that review. So I'll just see you guys on the boat somewhere. Hey guys, it is the end of day one. Not too much to report. It is just the first day on ship, so we did actually go to dinner. We did walk around the ship a lot. We saw a lot of the people at a lot of the different bars, a lot of the different clubs, and I gotta tell you, we just came back from the comedy show, which was Drew Thomas, a very funny guy. He was on some comedy shows on TV. I don't watch a lot of comedy shows on TV, but
The Last Comic Standing.
The Last Comic Standing. Thank you so much to the Peanut Gallery helping out. But yeah, it was The Last Comic Standing, and he is really, really funny. But I wanted to talk about something here. Before we came on this cruise, I had done a bunch of research about the cruise ship, about where we were going and stuff, and I came across several videos that said, is it a myth that the age of the people on the Holland American cruise is like all old people? And there was a couple of videos from several different people that said it's not true anymore, that there are a lot of different age people and families and stuff like that. So I am here to tell you that if anyone says it is a myth, it is an absolute lie, because it is true. Wait, myths are fake, true? I don't know. Whatever the case is, this cruise ship is old people. And not only to prove that, the way to prove it is that the comedy show that Drew did was all old people jokes, making fun of the age of the people that were on the cruise. And as much as it was funny, it was an entire 45-minute show that we got tired of the old jokes after a while, because you know, it was just the show was geared towards old people. So if anyone tries to tell you that, oh yeah, no, it's an all ages cruise, I mean, I know my audience is, some of the audience, most of my audience is probably a little bit of a younger crowd. I do know I have some older people that watch, unless you're someone who's watching this who doesn't normally watch my channel. But for everyone out there, you probably know about how old I am, and we are pretty much the youngest people on here. From what we saw tonight, I'd have to say probably about 95% of the people are older, and so far, my number's 4. What's your number? 4? Is it still 4? Yeah. 4. We've seen 4 people that were younger than us. So I just wanted to talk.
One was a crew member.
One was a crew member?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
Well, remember we were questioning whether or not that guy with the backpack?
Yeah.
So really, I think it's 3 true.
So 3. We're not sure. We think one of them might have been a crew member. But whatever the case is, I mean, I thought that Velcro shoes were mostly for just kids. But the amount of Velcro I've seen on this ship tonight is just crazy. So you want to talk about a cruise for an older audience?
We call it a more mature audience.
Oh, a more mature audience. We're calling it a more mature audience. And we even looked up in the flyer. They had a young adult meet, which was like 18 to 30.
And they canceled it because no one showed up.
And they canceled it because nobody showed up. But I just wanted to toss it up in the video to let you know that, and it makes sense. There's no water slides on here. There's no go-karts. They don't even have one of those programs for kids. Like, we thought all the cruise ships had those, where the families come here and then they drop their kids off the whole day at the Kids 360 or the Kids Carnival or whatever it is. They don't even have that here, and we haven't seen a single child on this cruise. So and not that we're complaining, I'm just saying, for all the people out there who did videos, maybe I'll post some videos here and there of the other people that said, oh, it's not for old people. It's old people. We feel young on this cruise, and we're getting there because my knees are a little sore too. So it's just like, oh boy, we're fitting in with this crowd now. So just wanted to check in with you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this ship tour. If you found this video useful, definitely feel free to give it a like, as well as leave me a comment down below. If you know of anyone else who might be interested in this video, definitely feel free to share it. And as much as I want to tell you to hit that subscribe button, I'm not going to, because I am not actually a travel channel. My channel goes over all things caffeine related, primarily energy drink reviews, but I do also have caffeine safety videos. So if that is something that you are interested in, then you can feel free to hit the subscribe button, but I will not be offended if you don't. If you are curious about the rest of the trip, I will include a playlist right here for you of the entire Holland America New England cruise from Boston to Quebec. Once all the videos are uploaded, I will also point you to a playlist right here of my caffeine safety videos. Even though I primarily review energy drinks, caffeine safety is important and a subject I feel everyone should be educated on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.